Isn't it interesting in our country today, the abuse, the ridicule, literally the hatred that you can feel at times from some of our society toward Christians? I want to talk about that this morning in your morning cup of inspiration. Thanks for joining me. It is so sad to me to see what's happening in our country. The way the Christians are being ridiculed, accused of being racist, accused of being intolerant, accused of being hateful, when in reality, all a Christian wants to do is live out his beliefs. And it's very frustrating. Maybe you feel the same thing. Maybe you see the same thing. Well, I want to share with you something that Peter told us that might be a help to us. Listen to what he tells us in 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and I'm going to highlight parts of 13 through 16. And it's interesting that he's talking to basically new Christians in Turkey. They're not there in Israel. They're in Turkey back in the Bible times. And he says, don't give the opposition a second thought. That's my word for you today. Don't give the opposition a second thought. We do not need to let any of what we hear, any of that pressure, impact what we're supposed to be doing for the kingdom. Because then he goes on to say, keep your hearts at attention. We know what our purpose is. We know what our goal is. We know what God's word tells us to do. So let the rest fall away. Don't give the opposition a second thought. Keep your hearts at attention. And then it says, be ready to speak. We don't need to cower in the corner. We need to be ready to speak, but then he conditions it with, do it with the utmost courtesy. We may have conversations. They may be strong conversations. Whatever you do it with courtesy. Because at the end of the day, he goes on to say, keep a clear conscience before God, and then no accusations can stick to you. So keep a clear conscience. If you talk to someone that's not respectful, respond in courtesy. But I guess my word for us today is, don't let that abuse, don't let that mindset, don't let that sense of people trying to get into your head influence you. Stand on God's word, continue to do what he asks you to do, and we'll be honored. God will be honored. He will prevail, and we will prevail as well. God bless. Thanks for joining me for that morning cup of inspiration, and we'll see you next time.